to share with you one of the most transformative, beautiful experiences of my entire life. This past weekend, I got the chance to go on a beautiful spiritual retreat called the Authentic Rising Retreat, and I've felt called to do something like this for quite a while now. So when the opportunity arose and I didn't even have to leave my province, of course I jumped on it right away. When my friend Laura and I first got to the retreat, we had no idea what we were in for. All we knew was that we were very excited. So excited to be in such a beautiful atmosphere, so excited for the experiences to come, so excited about our gorgeous room, bathroom, and the cute little goodie bag that they left for us. But we had no idea how much we truly needed this experience and how much we were actually going to get out of it in the end. Our bags are so cute. Unboxing time! So we got little journals.
Mine says life is beautiful. What does yours say?
Mine says make your dreams happen. That's so me.
I feel like that's so appropriate for you. Okay, little baggie. Do not eat.
Okay, so we don't eat it.
So it's not tea. Moon medicine, yoni steam.
I know what that means. I'm not going to explain it on YouTube because I think I'll get demonetized. But if you guys are curious, you can Google what that means. It sounds like there's crystals inside.
Oh, should we like guess what everything is before we open it?
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I'm like stones. I just like we don't have to guess which stone.
I thought you were going to guess a stone. I'm like, this is a real intense intuitive experience.
Hold on. So it feels like either like a blue kyanite or like a black tourmaline. Oh, hold up. This one's really... The struggle is real.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so there's a, I think that's either citrine. Did get black tourmaline correct.
Okay, I definitely have a black tourmaline in there too because it's rough and everything else is like very smooth. How do you guess like smooth stones? Oh, then I got some different ones. So that's the black tourmaline. I actually don't have any black tourmaline in my collection.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
you got mugwort.
Is this mugwort?
That's mugwort, I think.
I have mugwort. It doesn't look like this. Unless it's a different type of
like that looks like my mugwort.
Okay, it looks like a spell candle. And is that lavender?
It's lavender and incense.
Oh, I love it. Oh my god, it's so majestic.
One more thing in there? What do you want to grab?
Oh, there's like something that's kind of heavy.
Okay.
Oh, I'm excited.
Oh, it's a stone. Oh my god, that's gorgeous.
It's so pretty.
I think it's amethyst. I think it's amethyst.
It looks like a different, okay, yeah, you got amethyst too. It's like a slightly different shade of amethyst that I've never seen. That is all. Well, thank you so much, my revealing moon.
These are so cute.
These are just like the cutest little gifts. First time we met in circle, I knew instantly that I was going to connect with this group of women so easily. Everyone just had such a beautiful story and energy to them, and that first circle was magical. Rebecca, one of the organizers of this retreat, she had a very interesting story. She teaches at an Indigenous school, and although not Indigenous herself, she works very closely with them. And I don't want to be disrespectful, so I'm not going to try and say the name of the group specifically she works with, as I don't remember very well. But she has so much knowledge about their culture and beliefs, and when we first got there, she guided us through a prayer and took the time to say thanks to the land, to ancestors. It was very beautiful and it was very respectful, and it was a great way to start off the retreat and really truly appreciate the beauty that was around us. My very first breakthrough experience, I have to say, was the breathwork that Kelsey led on the first night. I didn't know how my body or my mind was going to react to the whole experience. All I knew was I was open and excited, but what I got out of it was so much more than I expected.
Belly, chest, so this is your earth breath, and this is the too much, this is the breath that you can always go back to for that. First things first, we're gonna get up and we're gonna shake. Get into those places that feel stiff. You feel like you're getting into a rhythm, break that rhythm.
The breath work involved, I believe, 5 cycles. If I'm wrong, forgive me. I was very much immersed in the experience. But we went through 4 types of breath, all related to one of the elements. So we started with the earth breath, which was very deep breathing, very grounded breathing. And then we moved through the water and the air, and the fire was that very fiery, fast, quick breath, the most intense of all the breaths. And then we went through it again and again and again.
Deep into your belly, belly, chest. We're gonna push through. And when you feel ready, don't stay still if you feel like you want to move your body. Really allow yourself to be in your feminine. What parts of you are craving to come out?
And I think it was by the 3rd round that so much came up. And it wasn't just tears of sadness that I cried, but it was just like pure joy and love and gratitude. That was my life.
Letting all the parts of you out that want to scream, that want to cry, that want to laugh, that want to dance.
I felt things that I've never felt before. The more I cried, the more the woman beside me cried. The more she cried, the more I cried. I could feel the energy of everybody in the room. And it was just such a beautiful experience that we all shared as a collective. This breath work was followed by a circle where we shared our experiences, we shared our story, and it was so beautiful. Everyone really opened up and shared a part of them that was so deep. Even though I only met these women earlier in the day, I hadn't even known them for 24 hours yet. I felt like I knew them for my entire life because everybody shared such a deep part of themselves. Day 2 was packed with so much excitement, so much emotion, so much everything. It was just wonderful. First of all, I have to give a shout out to the food on this retreat. It was delicious. It was catered by local businesses, Shine, Aurelia, as well as Bakes by the Lake. It was amazing. It was so good. We had lots of fresh fruit, which I loved. Day 2 was a time for offerings, whatever we felt like we wanted to give to the group. Kelsey and Rebecca, the leaders of this retreat, both had offerings to give that were absolutely beautiful. And then myself and Laura also had our own offerings. My first offering experience of the day was with Kelsey, and she read my astrology chart, which I've never had done before, and it was just so amazing. It honestly confirmed everything that I knew within myself, but I often pushed away because I was scared to completely let my light shine and fully experience that. But it confirmed everything that I knew and everything I've been told through personality tests in school and all that stuff. It made me realize, stop denying this part of you. This is who you are, and this is what you're meant to be doing. And it was just beautiful. It was amazing to get her input and have my charts read. So thank you, Kelsey. I decided to bring the witchy part of me out and lead a burning ritual. And as you guys know, I love my burning ritual. I've talked about it on my channel, but I've never actually really done it with a group of women or really done any of my witchcraft practices with a group of women. So it was amazing to experience it as a group. We wrote on bay leaves our fears, our traumas, our limiting beliefs, anything that we felt like we needed to release. It was beautiful and perfect because most of the retreat we had spent our time bringing up all these things that needed to be let go. We had so many different sharing circles when we got the chance to do this, and being able to burn it was like finalizing, like, I'm letting this go. And I'm so glad that I shared this with everyone because everyone really enjoyed it and everyone felt it was very empowering, and I'm so grateful it resonated with everybody. We all took turns and we went around the circle and we shared the things that we wanted to release. We birthed them and we threw them into the cauldron. And it was just a very empowering and beautiful moment. One of the things I enjoyed about the burning ritual was how some women just intuitively knew that that fear or trauma or whatever it was so ready to be released. And it just burned up so quickly. The flame just got so intense and strong, and it was just like magic. And then the next day we scattered the ashes, we let them go, released them to the stream to be cleansed by the water and cleansed by the earth, and it was just a very beautiful moment. Also had a very unique offering, and I'm so proud of her because she was going to stick to something in her comfort zone, but she decided to step out of that because she was so inspired by all the different practices that we took part in. And she did something that was very true to her in her practice and important to her, but something that she hadn't shared with a lot of other people because of fear. And she shared it with us, and we all were led by Laura to do a heart chakra opening breast massage, and it was amazing. There's so many things that came up for everybody, whether it was their relationship to their body or other things that they've dealt with in their life. It was really amazing to see how everyone responded to it, and I'm so grateful that Laura shared that with us. Rebecca also had a beautiful offering, which I did not film because you'll understand why in a moment, but she did a card reading and a yoni steam. It was a very beautiful and interesting experience, something that helped so many people connect deeper to their body. If you're a woman who's had a lot of pain, whether it is your time of month or endometriosis or whatever it may be, I would highly recommend looking into this because it could be a very beautiful and healing practice for you. Another experience that I had this weekend that was just so fun and definitely something I enjoyed because I am very creative and also just putting intention into my work. We got the chance to make our own candles, and it was just perfect because there were so many different types of bowls and things that we could pour the candles into, and everyone just seemed to end up with the perfect one for them. I remember sitting down at the table and I just looked at what was in front of me and I was like, oh, like, this is what I want. There was no other container or jar that I would have felt as connected to as the one right in front of me, and that was not intended. I just sat at that chair. So that was perfect. And then the same thing happened to Laura, and then most people sat down, and one of the ladies came in and she told me, she's like, I thought to myself, oh no, everyone sat down, all the good ones must be gone. You know, a typical human thought to have. But as she sat down, she looked at what was in front of her and she was like, wow, I wouldn't have wanted anything else. This is perfect for me. This is the one I would have chosen. I know we're just talking about candle jars or bowls or cups or whatever you want to call them, but the entire weekend was filled with these moments, and I'm not going to share them because so many of them are very personal to the women that I was with, but the entire weekend was filled with synchronicities and messages, and it was just really magical to be in the moment and experience firsthand all these synchronicities that the women around you are experiencing. A lot of them receive really beautiful messages, you know, messages from loved ones that have passed, messages from spirit, messages from their higher selves. It was so amazing. That night, I've never felt more alive in my entire life. We had a cacao ceremony. We gathered in circle again as we did for most of the weekend, and we got to share one word or whatever we wanted to share about our experience so far. We also each got a card, and everyone's card just perfectly aligned and perfectly described their situation. It was amazing because we didn't even pull the cards were pulled for us and they were laid out in a circle, but everyone just happened to sit down in front of the card that they needed to hear. And we all got to share that, and then we took time to put our intention into our cup of cacao and drink it together, and then we just danced. And we howled under the night sky. And although it had rained for most of the trip, it completely cleared up at night, and I was so grateful for it because the sky was unlike anything I've ever seen in my entire life. It was so beautiful. The stars were so clear and close. I've never felt closer to the galaxy, and I saw my first shooting star, and I wish I could have captured all this for you, but my camera couldn't. But it's okay because I was present, dancing underneath that beautiful night sky, dancing around the fire, feeling so alive and free of judgment and free of the binds that society holds us in. It was so amazing. It was so therapeutic. I am just so grateful for that experience, and I will never forget it. It was really late when we finished dancing, but I couldn't let the opportunity pass to have a ritual bath in our gorgeous bathtub. There was a moment where I was staring at my reflection in the window. And I just stared myself right in the eyes, something I feel like not a lot of us do very often. And I felt like for the first time in my life, I could see my soul. I could see the beauty of myself, the beauty that is me, that's not tainted by society's ideals of beauty or what society thinks we should be. You know, I didn't judge myself. I didn't judge the things that I didn't like about myself. I just saw myself for who I truly am on a soul level. And it was just a very intense and powerful moment of my life to just stare myself in the eyes and be like, I see you. I highly recommend it if you haven't done it before. It is very liberating. Although it was a late night, Laura and I decided that we needed to take in everything, every moment, and we woke up early so we could see the sunrise, and it was gorgeous. After our walk to see the sunrise, we went into the forest to take it all in again. The forest was just one of the most beautiful atmospheres I've ever been in my entire life. To feel the moss on my bare feet, to listen to the sound of the water, just be fully immersed in it, be fully immersed in nature. There's so much we forget about in our modern life, and there's just so much magic to be found in the forest. We made our way back to the main house where we met with the others and had breakfast, and then we went back into the forest, and together we meditated in the forest to the sound of the singing bowls. After our meditation, we met in circle at the house one last time. We were all so happy because we had learned so much about ourselves, and we felt we could fully step into our authentic selves going forward. And no matter what life throws at us, no matter who treats us poorly or judges us, or however society thinks that we should be, we knew that we could be our true selves and we weren't going to dim our light for anybody. But we were also very sad because we had to say goodbye. And saying goodbye is so difficult, especially when you've been through something so deep and intense. Even though we had to say goodbye, we knew that it wasn't really goodbye. We had all connected on this beautiful soul level, and we knew that we were bound to see each other in the future because 100% we'll be doing this again someday. I just want to touch on the weather on our trip because it felt so symbolic. It rained for most of the trip, and any other time I would have been disappointed by this, but I wasn't at all. Rain and water is such a beautiful symbol of emotion and release, and I felt like the majority of this trip was about releasing, about letting go, letting things out, letting emotion come out that needs to come out that has been suppressed for so long. We needed that rain. Our souls needed that rain. And then by the end of the trip, the sun came out. And it was like we were new people. We were shining our light. We were not dimming for anyone else anymore. You have to let go of the pain and the hardships and the sadness and the traumas to step into your new light, to step into your true self. And I couldn't have asked for better weather to symbolize the journey that we went on during that retreat. I want to say a big thank you to Kelsey and Rebecca for putting together this retreat. This was their very first retreat that they organized together, and it definitely felt very special to be a part of it. And I'm so excited for what they do in the future. I'm so excited for everyone else who gets to experience this in the future because it is so worth it. I'll be sure to link the Instagrams below of My Revealing Moon Collective, which is the organization that created this retreat. I also want to shout out the My Moon Collective shop. It's a gorgeous spiritual shop that Kelsey owns. Kelsey's one half of the My Revealing Moon Collective. Her shop is absolutely gorgeous. I love everything that she does, and she's definitely one to follow on Instagram if you're also very much into the spiritual stuff like I am. I'll also make sure to link Rebecca's Instagram below. Hers is Revealing Moon. She does a lot of beautiful work as well. And I'm so grateful that I know these women because they're so strong, they're so beautiful, they're so kind, they're so giving. Thank you. Just thank you. I'm filled with so much gratitude, and going forward, I'm gonna apply everything that I've learned about myself to my life here in the normal everyday world. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up because that lets me know that you like this kind of content. Also, it would mean so much to me if you join our beautiful growing family, so don't forget to hit that subscribe button on your way out. Sending lots of love and positive vibes in hopes that you take the time to fully embrace your true authentic self.